Welcome back to the Daily Morning Sports Feed on Reds Army, with me as editor Olivia. Today, let's take a look at some notable sports news in the past 24 hours. Thank you for always supporting and accompanying us. Come to the following hot news. Premier League suspended after death of Queen Elizabeth II. Carlos Alcaraz to play for US Open title, shot at number 1 ranking after 5-set win over Frances Tiafoe. Premier League suspended after death of Queen Elizabeth II. The Premier League has suspended this weekend's fixtures as a mark of respect after the death of Queen Elizabeth II at the age of 96. The decision to postpone all matches from Saturday and Monday was taken after a Premier League shareholders meeting on Friday, which was held after an earlier meeting involving the British government's Department for Culture, Media and Sport and representatives from a range of sports. The English Football League, EFL, and Women's Super League, WSL, have also decided to postpone their round of fixtures this weekend. A similar decision was taken to halt all matches in Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Tributes from across the sports world were made in honour of Queen Elizabeth II, Britain's longest reigning monarch, who died on Thursday after 70 years on the throne. The UK has entered a period of national mourning, expected to last at least 10 days. Further information on the remaining fixtures set to take place during this period will be confirmed in due course. Government advice suggests that no major events should be held on the day of the Queen's funeral, the date of which has not yet been confirmed, but it is most likely to take place on September 18 or 19. The Premier League said in a statement on Friday, "At a meeting this morning, Premier League clubs paid tribute to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. To honor her extraordinary life and contribution to the nation, and as a mark of respect, this weekend's Premier League match round will be postponed, including Monday evening's game." The Premier League did not hold a vote on postponement. Instead, the board made the decision and the clubs agreed. The government said it was the decision of individual organizations to make regarding the holding of events during the nation's mourning period. There is no obligation to cancel or postpone events and sporting fixtures, or close entertainment venues during the national mourning period. This is at the discretion of individual organizations, it said in a document of official guidance for the public and businesses. As a mark of respect, organizations might wish to consider canceling or postponing events or closing venues on the day of the state funeral. They are under no obligation to do so, and this is entirely at the discretion of individual organizations. The English Football Association announced that all football fixtures Sept.10 would be postponed across the WSL, Women's Championship, Women's FA Cup and FA Trophy, along with all steps of the non-league National League system, Women's Football Pyramid and Grassroots Football. It said all flags at Wembley Stadium and St George's Park, the base for all England teams, would continue to fly at half-staff over the weekend. Her Majesty the Queen was a long-standing patron of the Football Association and has left a lasting and indelible legacy on our national game, the FA said in a statement. As a mark of respect, following the passing of Her Majesty the Queen, English football has united to postpone all football fixtures between 9/11 September. In a statement, the Football Supporters Association expressed their opposition to the move and said it was an opportunity missed for football to pay its own special tributes. "We believe football is at its finest when bringing people together at times of huge national significance, be those moments of joy or moments of mourning," the statement read. "Our view, which we shared with the football authorities, is that most supporters would have liked to go to games this weekend and pay their respect to the Queen alongside their fellow fans. Not everyone will agree, so there was no perfect decision for the football authorities, but many supporters will feel this was an opportunity missed for football to pay its own special tributes." Carlos Alcaraz to play for US Open title, shot at number 1 ranking after 5-set win over Frances Tiafoe. Carlos Alcaraz and Frances Tiafoe engaged in a high-level, high-energy spectacle of a back-and-forth semifinal at the US Open. No point over when it seemed to be, no ball out of reach, no angle too audacious. One sequence was so stuffed with, "What? How?" moments by both men that Arthur Ashe Stadium spectators were on their feet before it was over and remained there, clapping and carousing, through a replay on the video screens. Ultimately, enough of the winners went Alcaraz's way, and too many of the mistakes came from Tiafoe's racket. And so it was Alcaraz who surged into his first Grand Slam final, and, in the process, gave himself a chance to become number 1 at age 19, by ending Tiafoe's run at Flushing Meadows with a 6-7, 6, 6-3, 6-1, 6-7, 5, 6-3 victory on Friday night. It was so electric. I mean, the tennis definitely matched the hype of the match. Unbelievable shot making, gets, extending points, crazy shots. At crazy times, Tiafoe said. Yeah, I was getting riled up. Alcaraz appeared to seize control by grabbing 9 of 10 games in one stretch and could have ended the evening when he held a match point in the fourth set. But Tiafoe, who is ranked 26th, saved it and soon was yelling, with some colorful language mixed in for emphasis, "I'm putting my heart on the line." Soon after that, Tiafoe was forcing a fifth set by improving to a US Open record 8-0 in tiebreakers. Still, Alcaraz showed no signs of fatigue despite playing a third five-setter in a row, including a 5-hour, 15-minute quarterfinal win that ended at 2:50 a.m. Thursday, the latest finish in tournament history. He was better when he needed to be, taking 4 of the last 5 games. "I feel great right now," Alcaraz said nearly 2 hours after beating Tiafoe, then added, "I mean, a little bit tired." Now number 3 Alcaraz will face number 7 Casper Ruud for the championship on Sunday with so much on the line. The winner will become a major champion for the first time and lead the rankings next week. "It's amazing to be able to fight for big things," Alcaraz said. Alcaraz and Tiafoe were both making their major semifinal debuts and offered an exceptionally entertaining performance for a little more than a set, and a little more than an hour, at the start, then again for the latter portion of the fourth and the beginning of the fifth. Tiafoe, a 24-year-old from Maryland who eliminated 22-time Grand Slam champ Rafael Nadal in the fourth round, played to a sellout crowd of more than 23,000 that included former First Lady Michelle Obama, often asking for and receiving more noise. No surprise, given he was the first American man in the semifinals at Flushing Meadows in 16 years. "I feel I let you guys down," Tiafoe said during an unusual chance for a match's loser to address the crowd in an on-court interview. "This one hurts. This one really, really hurts." Alcaraz, who's from Spain, is popular around the world, widely recognized as a future star of the sport, and he is now the youngest US Open men's finalist from any country since Pete Sampras won the trophy at 19 in 1990. When Alcaraz went up 2-0 in the fourth, spectators regaled him with a soccer-style song of, "Ole, ole, ole. Carlos." "People love to see that guy play, so they were getting behind him, too," Tiafoe said. "Obviously I would have loved to win tonight, but I think tennis won tonight. I think the crowd got what they expected. I just wish I was the one who got the W." Afterward, Alcaraz spoke first in English, then in Spanish, telling his supporters that they helped him fight for every point, every ball, and tapped his chest as he said this was for my family, for my team, for me, for all of you. There were so many memorable exchanges and scenes between Tiafoe and Alcaraz. One arrived in the second set's third game, when Alcaraz saved a breakpoint and went on to hold. A smiling Tiafoe jokingly climbed over the net to Alcaraz's side, as if to go shake hands at match's end. If this semifinal had, indeed, concluded right then and there, no one could have complained about the product. It would proceed for a total of 4 hours, 19 minutes. They wore matching shirts, red in front, white in back, burgundy on the side, and were every bit each other's equal for lengthy stretches, including until 6-all in the opening tiebreaker. Alcaraz, who by then already had saved 4 set points, offered up a fifth by sending a backhand wide, then made converting that one easy for Tiafoe by double faulting. As the crowd roared, Alcaraz hung his head, walked to his sideline seat and smacked his equipment bag with his racket. He regrouped and broke to go up in the second set, and a pivotal juncture arrived with Alcaraz serving at 5-3 but facing a break point. He snapped a cross-court forehand winner to erase that chance for Tiafoe, which began a run in which Alcaraz grabbed 11 consecutive points and 19 of 22 to own that set and a 4-0 lead in the third. As on that forehand, Alcaraz often rips the ball with abandon, and, somehow, with precision, too, aiming for the lines and finding them. He won at least 3 first-set points with shots that caught the outer edge of the white paint with no margin to spare. After one, Tiafoe went over for a little light-hearted exchange with Alcaraz's coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero, the 2003 French Open champion who briefly was number 1 himself. Yet make no mistake, Alcaraz is not some hangback baseliner. He has a varied, all-court game and showed off his skills by winning points via acrobatic volleys, feathered drop shots and perfectly parabolic low-bs. Other than that lull in the second and third sets, and late in the fifth, Tiafoe was exceptional, too, and having the time of his life all the while. "I'm going to be back," Tiafoe said, "and I will win this." And those are also the most outstanding morning news today. Thank you to everyone for listening and following redsarmy's daily news. If you find the video interesting and useful, please click like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the latest sports news.